Keep that applause going. Give it up for my good friend, Chance Royce.
Yeah, how we doing? We go? Yeah. Can you imagine if I talked like that the whole time? I was just in New Orleans. That place is always so great. There was like a kids' hospital like thing, but they had like a little person in it that you didn't know if he was one of the kids or not. I was like, is he sick or not? And he was like, welcome to the kids' hospital. And I was like, God, New Orleans is an amazing, magical place. When I went and did the House of Blues, I went up to the bar and I ordered a Miller Lite. And the bartender goes, yeah. And I was like, thank you. And can I get a glass of water? And I swear he goes, I just gave you water. But hey, thank you guys for being here tonight, huh? This is great. This is a great little turnout. Happy South by Southwest. Yeah, I'd ask you how parking was, but I already know. My favorite South by Southwest party story, I was bartending. I was still living in LA, but I would fly back here just to bartend for South by Southwest. Because the money was good, and Daddy likes money. So I'm bartending at the Velveeta room, and I see Hannibal Buress and Eric Andre walk by, and I don't want to brag or name drop, but I kind of know Hannibal Buress. And I knew that he had just moved to LA that summer, and I was running a very humble show under a bridge in Echo Park. Literally, it was called Echoes Under Sunset. And I was like, dude, I bet I could get Hannibal to do my show. So I follow them into Esther's Follies, and they're with these two beautiful West Hollywood chicks. And I walk up, I'm like, hey, Hannibal. He's like, hey, what's up, man? And I was like, you might remember me. You did an open mic I ran one time. He's like, sure. And I was like, well, I'm doing this show in Echo Park, and, you know, if you wanted to do it. He's like, well, hey, man, why don't you just get my email and send it to me? And I was like, bet. And the girl was like, you live in LA? And I was like, yeah, I live in Silver Lake. And then Eric Andre goes, oh, you live in Silver Lake? And I was like, oh shit, he thinks I'm cock blocking him. And he's like, tell us more about how Silver Lake is, Chance. Does anybody in here know who Eric Andre is? Okay, well, this is freaking me out. And I'm like, dude, I am so sorry. I'm not trying to bang your girls or anything like that. He's like, no, stay. Tell us more about Silver Lake, Chance. I was like, I am so sorry. But I knew what he thought I was doing. I was like, just come to the bar, free drinks. So, yeah, I love bars. I work at this bar. I run this bar. I'm the bar manager here. We've all been to Seven Spirits, haven't we? It's a great bar. It's a great bar. Pedro's here. This guy is awesome. If you don't know who this is, it's Pedro Amendanis. He was a big film actor star in the 30s and 40s, and he filmed in this. He was huge. He was like a big star, and then he got cancer from shooting in a cowboy town in Utah, the same place where I think John Wayne got his cancer. And yeah, it was a really big deal. So anyway, he's beautiful in the 30s and 40s, and then in the 50s, he started getting like tumors, and he shot himself in the heart in the hospital. Baller. Yeah, he went on his terms. That's why I like that guy. But when I first started working here, there was a bartender here that I fucking hated. He was like this new breed of bartender that's like too good to serve you. Have you seen these guys? It's like, what do you think you're doing? It's like, this is like a service industry. It's like, hi, how are you? This customer's always right until they're not. But this guy, he pissed off so many people. Do you even know what a cuperetta is? And he had like long hair, he had glasses, and I swear to God, he had a broken foot the whole time he worked here. So he would like walk. He looked like a pirate. Like he was walking around, and he was just super negative all the time. And I was like, one time I just pulled him, and we got in fights all the time. Like, he would say the shittiest things to me. He's like, dude, you're like 41 and a bartender. What a loser. And I was like, dude, why are you so negative? And he was like, well, bro, if you must know, in college, I was suicidal. And I was like, oh, I am so sorry. I guess you didn't hear about my mom. Because I told my sister the story about how he said that, and my sister goes, well, at least our mom had the balls to do it. We have great lunches, me and my sister. We have great lunches. We at least cry at least once when each of us, you guys. So yeah, he got fired, and now the bar does great, and I hope he's in hell. Fuck that guy. Yeah, but I love always working at bars. I've always found myself back and forth into bars because bars are the only place that there will not be a baby anywhere in sight. In fact, I love when people come in with their babies like, I'm sorry, this is a bar, you idiot. Please go somewhere else. Take your baby with you. I feel like we need to start treating people that take babies to bars like we treated smokers in the 90s. If you want to have one after sex, that's fine. Take it outside. Take it outside. Hey, give it up for Gabe. Wasn't he funny? Such a funny guy. He booked me on his show one time. I can't even say the title of it, the real title of it. It was last February, wasn't it? It was during Black History Month. No, it was July. It was Juneteenth, that's right. And the title of the show was Inwards with Reparations. And it was an all-black show. And then like 2 days before it, Gabe's like, oh yeah, did I tell you that like the crowd's like encouraged to heckle the white comics? You don't have to do it if you don't want to. And I don't know if you know how hard it is to get stage time in this town. I was like, nah, I'll do it. She got drunk. She was like, I don't know what's going to happen. But it was actually really good. But he brought me up. He was like, my favorite caucasoid, Chance Royce. And I didn't know what caucasoid meant. I was like, is he saying I have a big dick? Because I hope he is. That's like a great compliment. Yeah, like Cockzilla. I've lived in Texas for 41 years. I got to Austin in 1997. And I've played cowboy my whole life. I made my sister cry one time because she couldn't pull the reins on a horse. Yeah, I know. No, she knew to pull the reins. She knew. I've played cowboy a lot. I've met a lot of cowboys in Texas. I've met progressive cowboys. I've met backwards cowboys. I've met tech cowboys. I've met black cowboys. I've met Indian cowboys. But I don't think I've ever in my whole life, till I worked at this bar, met in this neighborhood, circulates around, startup cowboys. A startup cowboy is somebody who just recently moved here but thinks they're Texas as fuck. They got a Zen pouch in their lip. And hey, mister, I'm working down there at Pupcake, the new startup company. We do 401ks for dogs. You got to think about your dog's future, son. You want a Zen pack? No, I'm good. I'll just spit it in your urinal later. That's okay with you? Yeah, me and the little lady, we're going out to Fredericksburg this week, and we're taking the Cybertruck, so we can't drink too much tonight. We're not driving. It's automated. We put our golden doodle in the driver's seat and put a little captain's hat on him. Make it look like he's chauffeuring us around. It's adorable. You want a Zen pack, brother? No, I don't want a fucking Zen pack. All right, I'll spit in a water fountain later. Yeah, me and her, we met each other, 6 months ago in rehab. We both have substance abuse problems, but whatever. It's an open relationship. I love her to death. Oh, geez, I just can't wait till we retire. We got plenty of funding right now, plenty for Zen packs. This Pupcake thing is going to take off, son, and I don't know. When'd you get here? Well, we settled here about 2022. Where are you from? I'm from Chicago. Awesome. That joke is actually like 6 or 7 of my friends are regulars and friends that have came here. That story is combined with all of those tech bros. One of them's not here. I thought he was going to be here. He lives right around the corner. He was fucked up, though, last night. Surprise, surprise, Simon. Is he here? Simon, are you here? No? Oh, that sucks. I was really going to fuck with him because he called me yesterday. I swear to God, Simon called me yesterday. I was supposed to go to that barbecue thing at Coda. And he was drunk as fuck. He did the margarita tasting. And I was like, where are you at? He's like, oh, I'm walking to the Circle K to get some more Zen. I was like, God damn it, really? He really said that. That was pretty great. Good old Simon. I would love to just watch them put a Copenhagen dip in and throw up everywhere and shit their pants. I would love to just see one of these Zen pack, like, you want a Zen, brother? Hey, how about a Copenhagen? No. What's that? Oh, try it. It's more refreshing, definitely. You want a Zen pack? No. All right, I'll spit into the mouth of a child I see walking by. I find Zen packs fucking everywhere. I clean this bar. If you put a Zen pack in that urinal, you know who's pouring your ranch water? This hand. This hand gets it out. There's a latex glove this thin that pulls your Zen pack out. And then I come out here and pour your ranch waters. I'm glad you think it's funny. We used to dip in high school at football practice. I played football for the most winning high school football coach in Texas, Phil Danaher. You can Google it. There's a Wikipedia page. Now, Phil Danaher was a great dude, but what do they say? Behind every great dude is usually it's a better woman. But for Danaher, he had an offensive line coach named Jim Clyburn, who was my offensive line coach. Mark's still here. And all right, I want you to all think about the strongest man you've ever met in your life. A scary man. It could have been your dad. It could have been your grandfather. Close your eyes. We're going to go Time to Kill, Matthew McConaughey. I want you to imagine this man. He's strong. He's stern. He's passionate about what he loves. Now, I want you to imagine that this man has rabies. Because when Clyburn would yell at you in 112-degree weather in South Texas, he would develop spit on the bottom of his lip, and it would start spraying all over your face mask, in between your face bag, on your face. And the first time I met him was the only time he gave me a compliment, and I never understood it. I was like, hi, sir, I'm Chance Gully. I'm going to be playing football. He was like, hey, Gully's got shoulders like a blacksmith. What does that even mean? I was like, well, I'm excited to have you on, Chance. I'm like, I'm excited to be here, Mr. Clyburn. Coach Clyburn. Yes. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. And then we got out onto the field, and he started he had this twitch in his arm when he would start yelling at you. He's like, hey, Gully, can I ask you a question? Can you get down in your three-point stance, come off the ball, and drive, Gully? Hell, it's a simple formula. It's Ford over Rooster. You're the Ford truck. They're the Rooster. Ford over Rooster, Gully. Spitting and spitting on you. He's like, hell, Gully, we've been having a bonfire every Friday night, and you haven't brought the wood once. He had all these ready, quick things to say to you. And he was just rapid, the way he would just spit at you. And it was scary. And he was very religious. And after he would chew your ass out after practice, he would be he'd bring you over, and then he'd ask you, it's usually the same question. He'd be like, Gully, do you fish? I'm like, yeah, sometimes. He's like, that's good. Jesus fished too. Yeah, he's retired now and works with preschool kids. I'm just joking. He's dead. I literally cried in that man's arms when he lost to Alamo Heights. I was like, what have you done to me? It was like a psychological mind fuck thing that he did to me. 2020, we had that little thing going on, the pandemic. Yeah, y'all remember that? I was living in Los Angeles. I was a commercial actor. You may have seen my Dairy Queen commercial. No big deal. You have got to try that summer berry cheesecake blizzard at DQ. That was literally my line. I was on fire. I was on top of my game. And then the pandemic happened, and I was in LA, and I was like, I don't think this is going to work for me. So I came home, and I was like, I guess the world's ending. Nobody needs an actor or comedian anymore. So I did what anybody would do. I got a job at a gun factory. And for 3 years, I worked with lathes, mills, grinders, making steel parts to put together guns. And it's nothing like a chocolate factory. There are little angry red men running around. Little MAGA fagas. And I met one that I almost got in a fist fight with. This guy, old Rick, every time I tried to leave the gun factory, when I realized the world wasn't ending, they would always offer me more money. So I was like, because I was pretty good at it. I wasn't bad. I'm a hard worker. So I tried to quit one time, and they're like, hey, we're going to give you a $3 raise, and you're going to go work in the suppressor shop with old Rick. I was like, okay. So I went to the suppressor shop, I met Rick, and then I went back to my old workstation, and my boss was like, hey, the only stipulation is you got to be here at 4 a.m. I was like, oh, shit, okay. So 4 a.m. comes around. I pull up to the shop, go into the suppressor wing. This is like a high-end gun manufacturer. You have to have codes and sign an NDA on how we make the guns and everything like that. And I walk into the suppressor shop, and there's 8 machines, and they're all running. All the lights are on, and old Rick is sitting in the back. And he's sitting there with his breakfast sandwich, his wife beater on. He's got a huge scar right here. He looked kind of like Alan. He had shitty tattoos all over his arm. And I go, hey, Rick, what time did you get here? He's like, I was here at 3:30 this morning. And I was like, God damn, that's early. And I start walking off. He goes, hey, come here. I was like, what's up, Rick? He's like, you go to church? And I was like, it's been a minute. He's like, well, it sounds like it's been a long minute. And I was like, that's what a minute means now, Rick. A long minute. He's like, well, I'm from West Texas. I was raised Baptist, and I'd appreciate it if you don't drop a GD in my presence. And I go, Rick, I met you yesterday for the first time, and you said the N-word in front of me. And then he goes, well, I was talking about Obama, though. That doesn't make it better, Rick. I can introduce you to Rick if you want to meet him. It's so true. That's the only time you can. Do you want to meet Rick? I think he's single. He just retired if he's not dead. This joke is so dark, it made my therapist cry. In 2018, my little brother, he died. He had a heroin overdose. Not funny. A month later, my mom took her life. I know that's really sad and fucked up and not funny. But for me and my little sister, that's the worst way to find out you're not the favorite. Did Sissy boo it? Boo? No, you didn't? No, somebody booed. Did she boo? It was Amber. Why would you boo? I'm recording. You wrote that joke. The funny thing is, she fucking wrote it. Because after Mom died, we were all in the same room that we were at with my brother's death. And we were really sad. It was me, my big brother, and my little sister. We're sitting at this table. We're doing this for the second time at the same table. And, she just lost her mom. She's really upset. And we're all sitting there, and the lady comes in. It's like, we're going to do the funeral again. They're all going to come out. We know this. Same dog and pony show. The lady walks out. Justin, Amber, Amir are sitting there. And Amber out of nowhere goes, well, I guess we know who the fucking favorite is. And I was like, sis, no. But yes. This isn't funny now, but later. Well, anyway, I'm living in LA when all that's happening, and I got to meet my hero. I've been doing comedy off and on since I was 21, somewhere around there, 22, and I've always loved Bill Burr. Like, he's like my favorite. Like, I fucking hate Philadelphia and that Philadelphia rant. I mean, I could get, man, I love that. I love Bill Burr so much. And I saw him a couple times while I was at the Comedy Store, but I didn't have the balls to go up and say, hi, I'm Chance or whatever, you know? All right, I knew that wouldn't work. But, so in between Mom and Cameron's death, I'm working at this gym. I just started. I just flown back from Cameron's funeral, and I'm doing curls in the mirror, and I look in the mirror, and fucking Bill Burr is doing curls behind me. I was like, holy shit. I put down the dumbbells. I slowly walk to the front, and my buddy Manfred's working at the desk. I work at this gym again, and I go, Manfred, okay, I'm like 100% sure Bill Burr is in the gym right now. Can you look it up? He's like, I don't see Bill Burr. And then he walks right behind me, and I'm like, and I follow him out. He's getting into this Jag, and I was like, hey, dude, did you clock in? And he goes, yeah, I clocked in. What's it to you? I was like, just checking. He's like, all right. And he drives off. And then I realize he has no idea that I work here. The next morning, I open the gym. 6:30 in the morning, Bill Burr walks in. He's like, oh, you. Click. And he walks off. I was like, oh my God, Bill Burr hates me. My hero hates me. And every morning for like 3 or 4 months straight, Bill Burr came in religiously at 6:30. And for the first like 2 weeks, I tried to get his attention somehow. Like when he walked in, it was just us in the gym. I was like, Mr. Burr. And he one time whispered, why are you so weird? Click. I was like, this is the worst. And then my mom dies, and I'm gone for like 2 weeks. And then I come back, and I'm really depressed. And I'm working at the gym. I picked up another job at like a coffee shop. I just wanted to work. I didn't want to think about my mom at all. And Bill came in like the first morning I came back to the gym, and I was like, oh, hey, Bill. He's like, there you go, Chancey, click. And I was like, he called me Chancey. And like I start working out. I'm like working out religiously. I mean, I'm all right. And one morning, I've been working on my bench. I put up 300 pounds, and Mark used to go to the gym too. It was all old gay guys. It was the very first gay gym in LA, but somehow it evolved to like movie stars, and it was like a really cool gym. It's not there anymore. It closed down because of the pandemic. But I put up 300, and like all these gay guys are like, woo, Chance! And then Bill Burr comes out of all of them and goes, there you go, Chancey, and pounds me. And he touched me. And I like called my uncle that day. You think I got another Dairy Queen commercial? I was like, Bill Burr touched me. And man, that was a great day. And then he disappeared. And he just didn't come to the gym anymore. And I was stressing. I was like, I thought he went to Equinox. I was like, he doesn't even belong at this stupid gym with Mark and me. He's in Equinox, I know it. But he was still paying his dues. So my buddy who owned the gym, I would call Katie, and I'd be like, should I call Bill Burr and see if we want to turn on? Because she's like, do not call Bill Burr. And I was like, but he might be, but I didn't know he was filming The Mandalorian. He was also doing the special Paper Tiger overseas. I didn't know this. I was just stressing out that he wasn't coming anymore. And I was running on the treadmill one day, and I swear on my mom's soul, I'm just running, and I feel a slap on my ass, and I turn around, and he's like, running a little slow today, Chancey. He touched my ass. And I'm gay for Bill Burr. I don't know. I didn't wash my ass for a long time. He was so special. He's just so great, that Bill. Besides making my sister cry, I've also made 2 of her daughters cry. She has 3 daughters. I can't make Meadow cry. I think she's like gonna be like, have you seen the movie The Accountant? I think that's who Meadow's gonna be. She's gonna be like a autistic mathematician savant, and like also a hitman. But she can't make her cry. I'm not trying to make your children cry, but it was like, Maylee the other day was waving at a van in your front yard. I was like, Maylee, no, we don't wave at strangers. She's like, ah! I was like, oh shit, here's $20. Stop crying. Thank you. She loves $20. That always cheers her up. She cries like, Maylee can have anything she wants. Meadow too. Mackenzie, I put money towards her car. She's fine. I'll never forget her actually, I should tell that story. I was making breakfast one time, and this is my sister and my brother-in-law's first crack at parenthood. And they're both like 19, 20. They were young. They were like really young. And I was making breakfast in their kitchen one time. And Mackenzie was talking about the sun being yellow, grass being green, and then out of nowhere, she goes, oh, and Bobo. And my family name is Bobo, by the way. She goes, Mommy and Daddy told me this. That there is my special spot. I tried to ignore it. She's like, no one's allowed to look at it. No one's allowed to touch it except Mommy and the doctor. I was like, okay, quit flaunting your shit all over town, honey. It's like, why am I giving stranger danger vibes? I have never... It's because I'm fat and a ginger. That's what it is. We're not all child molesters. It's the beard. I don't think I had a beard back then. It was a long time ago. She's like 17 now, 16? Yeah, this is a long time ago. But this story it was like, what, 4? It must have been 3 or 4 Father's Days. We were at a barbecue over at my sister's, and Mackenzie was like, hey, Bobo, will you take us to go get some milkshakes? I'm like, I'm the best uncle ever. Get in the fucking car. I've only made you cry like twice. Get in the car. So we pull up to Whataburger. I order 5 milkshakes for the family. There's 2 cars, and I swear it took 45 minutes. And I pull up, and I'm pissed. And I just hold up my credit card, not even looking at this fast food worker. And I see out of my peripheral vision that he comes out of the window, and I look, and I couldn't believe what I saw. Whataburger on Cedar Park Bell Drive. This guy that they had working the cashier had no hands. My attitude, 180. I was like, oh my God. He uses, nubs. He gets my credit card and pulls it away, and then it drops on the counter, and I was like, oh, let me help you. He's like, I got it. And then he slides in, and he was like, do you want straws? I was like, well, we got 5 milkshakes. So he starts hitting the straw mechanism on the straw machine and starts grouping the straws to put into the bag, takes my card out, puts it in the bag, nubs them to me, and I put it in drive, and I was like, thank you. And I look over at Mackenzie, and I go, can you believe that? And she goes, what? And I tried to make her cry again. I was like, are you freaking joking me? She's like, what? I was like, Bobo was getting milkshakes with a guy with no hands, that's what. She was like, why are you getting so mad? I'm like, because you're in your fucking phone all the time. What is more important in your phone than what I just experienced? Was it Wordle? Did Steven just break up with Stacy again? What? You're missing the whole world in your phone. She's like, that's fucked up, Bobo. That's messed up what you're saying. You're going to get karma. I was like, I'm not messed up. If I was messed up, I would be like, why didn't they have him on the grill with little spatula hands flipping burgers? That would be messed up. And no shit, the next day at the gun factory, I almost cut my finger off. When I moved back in 2020, I noticed some changes in Austin. I was gone from 2014 to 2020. It's kind of like when Marty McFly goes to the alternate 1985 and Back to the Future 2, and everything's fucking weird. There's homeless people everywhere, fires, and Biff is running everything. Only instead of Biff, it's Greg Abbott. It's like, so, like, how can you be handicapped and people still walk up to you and be like, fuck you, dude. I hope something bad happens to you. Again. I hate that guy, Greg Abbott. He's so unlikable. But do you guys remember, I think if he had a good theme song, that would help. Like if he came out to like a good theme song, I kind of wrote Greg Abbott a great theme song. Y'all remember The Nanny? The Nanny? Okay, let's see if I got it. Let's see if I still got it. Well, he was just stirring up shit and being mean when a tree branch put him down in one of those crushing scenes. What was he to do? How was he to impose his will? He was stuck on his fanny. Then down 35 to the Capitol door. He was there to sell racism, but the Republicans saw more. He was there. He was a dick, and that's how he became the Nazi. That's all I got. Fuck Greg Abbott. Thank you, guys. Do you guys think I'm a ginger? A little bit? What the fuck does that mean? You know the most beautiful people on the earth, to me, besides my girlfriend, are black gingers. Have you seen a black ginger? Like a real black ginger? Not an albino ginger. That's totally different. Somebody thought I was talking about albinos the other day. I was like, what are you talking about? They're all white, right? I was like, no. These are black people with freckles and red hair. They're fucking gorgeous. Not the fake mermaid either. They could have got a real black ginger. That's fucked up. That's the only thing we had was Ariel and Annie. But anyway. Malcolm X was a black ginger? Well, I've only seen black and white photos, but I'll take your word for it, Zach. But every time I see a black ginger, I've only seen two. They're very rare. I walk up to them, I go, my ginger. And each time they're like, no. And I've been telling that joke for a while, and I've always been trying to play with it. But it's true. Like every time I did say it, they go, no. The two black gingers I've met. But one time I was trying to go get up at the open mic at the mothership, and they have this line. So I got there early, and there were 3 black guys and 2 gingers. And I went to the back of the line, and the first black guy goes, oh, shit, 3 gingers in a row? That's got to be good luck or something. And I was like, sir, that is our word. And the guy's name was really funny. What's his name? It's Courtney. His name's Courtney. He was like, oh, shit, I did use a hard R, didn't I? I was like, you used a hard R. You used a hard R. But the second black guy, he goes, you saying we can't say ginger, dog? And I'm like, dude, I'm joking. Of course you could say ginger. He's like, nah, man, it sounds like you want to say the N-word. I was like, no, I'm not retarded. And that's the only way you can use the R word. Did you get it? I need your number after the show for old Rick. So, has anyone here ever worked in the service industry? Yeah? Dealing with a bunch of stupid people? I know how it is. I do it every night. It's fun. It's fun. It's all y'all, too. But y'all aren't all stupid. I like y'all. I wish Simon was here. I wish he would have heard the Zen joke. That's okay. We can cut it out. Well, I one time pissed off this black lady waiting tables. And this is the way the story goes. I was dating this hostess who was a hipster, and she liked to dress me up any way she wanted, and I always did what she said because I love sex. And she liked it when I wore 3D glasses with the lenses popped out. which is weird, I know, but the guests at the bar that I worked at really liked it. They're like, oh, look at this fat Superman waiting on us. And one day, these two black ladies walk in, and my girlfriend is showing her to the table. And I'm wiping down this one table, and she goes, hey, yo, wait up. We're going to sit here. And I was like, oh, right here, ma'am? And she's like, yeah, right here. I was like, well, do you mind if I finish wiping it down so you can sit down? She's like, no, we'll sit here now, and just dropped her purse. I was like, oh, okay. So I go to my little server well. I come back to the table. I'm like, welcome to Pluckers. My name is Chance. How may I serve you? And she goes, you're going to be our server too? And I was like, is that a problem, ma'am? And she goes, no, but you need an attitude adjustment. And I don't know if you heard, I worked at Pluckers. So I really didn't give a fuck. So I look at her and I was like, ma'am, is this some kind of white and black racist thing? Because I'm not racist and I really don't have the time. And her friend goes, oh, he called the race card on your ass, and high-fived me right in front of her. I hold that memory every day. When I'm going to sleep, I'm like, remember that time that black lady high-fived me in front of the other black lady? Warm. So the end of the service comes, and I drop off the check, and I go to the service well. They pay promptly and leave. Then as they're walking out, I go up. I look at the tab. The tab was $25.25. They left me $25.20. So they stiffed me a nickel, and I'm kind of complaining in the well about their attitude, the way they stiffed me a nickel. And then my manager goes, I bet you won't go get your nickel. And I was like, you don't think I won't go get a nickel? I was like, I'll go get a nickel right now. And I go out 183 and burn it, that Pluckers, in my little apron, and I wave the receipt. I was like, excuse me, ladies, you haven't finished paying your tab. And when she turned around, I regretted going to get my nickel. She turned down, she looked pissed. She looked like Kanye West just saw somebody get more successful. She looked pissed, dude. She walked up to me and she was like, we paid our tab. I was like, ma'am, technically you still owe me a nickel. And she said this, and to this day, it makes no sense to me. She said this, she says, you don't know me, you've never been robbed. I'm being robbed right now for a nickel. She goes in, she starts chewing the guy who dared me to go get the nickel. She starts chewing Dennis's ass out, and out of nowhere, this is the last thing she said before I blocked out from laughing so hard. She was like, Chance was rude, he was racist, and that motherfucker ain't even got lenses in his glasses. Thank you guys so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed it all. Come see us at Seven Spirits. Thanks, guys.